Aloha and good morning. Welcome to the Committee on Economic Development. It is Wednesday, February the 17th. It is 10 o'clock in the morning and we are in room 312. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing 2-minute testimony today, and professional testifiers, where possible, please do stand on your testimony. First up today, we have HB 75 relating to grants. We have the Office of Community Services, Department of Labor and Industrial Relations with comments. We have the County of Kauai in support. We have the Office of the County Clerk Council Services Division in support. We have Hanalei Watershed Hui in support. We have Waipa Foundation in support. And we have the National Tropical Botanical Garden in support. Chipper, are you there?
Good morning, I am here. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to testify today. To keep it efficient, I stand on my testimony, which is quite long, but simply my main message today is, should the committee decide to support this bill, that you amend it so that it matches the companion in the Senate, SB 172. And that's very simple amendment. The testimony previously heard in the Senate, the Office of Community Services raised a point, how are you going to determine the 90% threshold? So I thought the amendment made by the Senate Ways and Means Committee was much simpler and more efficient. Simply, any nonprofit registered with DCCA and it has a certificate of vendor compliance in the state of Hawaii, it should be eligible to apply. It's really up to the ledge who gets the grants. We're just looking at who's eligible to be able to apply. So I'm here to answer any questions should you have any. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Laukahi Hawaii Plant Conservation Network in support. We have several individuals in support, as well as Kipuka, Juliana, and Juliao Papa. Never mind, doesn't matter. In support. Members, questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to HB 133 relating to capital gains. First up, we have DOE tax with comments.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Tetsuya Ishii for the Department of Taxation, and we stand on our written testimony providing comments.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Young Progressives demanding action in support.
Aloha, Chair, members of the committee. Will Carone for Young Progressives demanding action. We'll also stand on our testimony in support.
Thank you very much. We have the Honolulu County Republican Party in opposition. We have Americans for Democratic Action, John Bickle, in support. We have Tax Foundation of Hawaii with comments. Tom, are you there?
Thank you, Chair and members. Tom Yamachika from the Tax Foundation of Hawaii. We have a written testimony. Just wanted to emphasize this is a tax increase, and we would encourage you to, if you pass this, pass it with the proper message. Otherwise, it may very easily be misunderstood. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Planned Parenthood Votes Northwest and Hawaii in support. We have the Pono Hawaii Initiative in support, Imua Alliance in support, Democratic Party of Hawaii Education Caucus in support, Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center in support, Hawaii State Teachers Association in support. Mitzi, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, Chair. Mitzi Higa speaking for Corey Rosenlee, President of Hawaii State Teachers Association. We just want to highlight, we're going to stand on our testimony, but we want to highlight a couple things. One is that we are one in 9 states that does not tax capital gains at the current rate of income tax. And so Hawaii is losing out a lot of money because of that. And currently, as you all know, because of layoffs and our budget cuts, our teachers, state workers, all our essential services are at risk. And we can't always wait for the federal to act. We need to keep this bill alive, keep it going. And this should have been done long ago. Those who earn over $400,000 in income have earned 72% of long-term capital gains income. That income needs to be taxed fairly. That's our testimony, and thank you. We stand on our support. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Hawaii Children's Action Network speaks in support. Nicole, are you there?
Yes, I am. Aloha, Chair, Vice Chair, members. Thanks for this opportunity to testify. I reflect on Mitzi's testimony that this is a loophole that allows people who are making money off of investments to pay lower taxes than the rest of us who earn our income from work. And as she said, we're only one of 9 states that follows this federal loophole, giving a break to these folks. Most other states do tax capital gains at the regular work income tax rates. So we should just follow what the rest of them do and get rid of this capital gains loophole. Also, we asked the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy to run an analysis for us. And they believe that if we did this, we would raise about $80 million in additional revenues per year. And 97% of those revenues would come from those at the top 5% of the income scale. So this is really narrowly targeted at those who really can't afford to pay a little more, especially at a time like now when we are looking at cuts to essential services that help our working families. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Hawaii Budget and Policy Center in support. And we have a number of individuals in support and a few in opposition, one of which may be here today. Eileen K. Nani, are you there? Oh, I'm sorry, Eileen is not here today. We also have Kauai Sea Farms LLC in opposition. Members' questions? Rep. Sayama.
Thank you, Chair. Is someone from DOTAX currently on the Zoom call?
Oh, yes, Chair. Ted Shiraishi for the Department of Taxation. Oh, I'm sorry, Rep. Sayama.
No. I just wanted to, if you could clarify the difference between prospective tax rate versus a retroactive tax rate change.
Okay. So when the legislature, so this year final decking is on April 23rd, and governor's veto deadline, I believe, is the same, so in July. So just hypothetically running it through, if the bill were passed and adopted in July, this bill would apply to capital gains, so capital assets sold and the gain recognized from that for that period. So it would retroactively apply to sales that occurred prior, prior to the passage of the law, because the bill as currently drafted applies to taxable years beginning, I believe, after December 31st, 2020. Does that answer your question, Roxana?
Yes, thank you. No further questions, Chair.
Chair, can I ask a question to DOTAX as well? For DOTAX, thank you, Chair. Compared to the rest of the country, what is the current capital gains here in Hawaii?
I don't know the answer to. What you mean? What is the
rate?
I haven't done that analysis. I'm sorry. We do. I can tell you that we did prepare a revenue impact, and so we don't have it broken down by income category, but we project that the general fund increase would be about $50 million per year.
If I may, Chair, in Hawaii Children's Action Network speaks testimony.
Nicole, wait, you have to be called on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Could you repeat that? I didn't hear at the end. The gentleman from DOTAX, I missed his name. I missed the end of your statement. Is that Isaac?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Ted Shiraishi from the Department of Taxation. I was just saying that we don't have the revenue impacts broken down by bracket, but we think that the general fund increase will be approximately $50 million per year beginning FY22.
Okay, so at the end of the day, it's about this.
There's a delay, right?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry,
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I can't hear what you're saying. I just, at the end of the day, this is essentially a tax increase on individuals, correct? When we, during this time, we should
right.
be increasing taxing. individuals or increasing that?
This is a tax increase on, right, this is a tax increase on the gain from capital, the gain you recognize from capital assets, correct?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Vice Chair.
For Tax Foundation, Tom. Tom, you said if we pass the bill to make sure we send it out with a proper message. What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's a tax increase. If you are intending to justify it somehow, I think you should send it out with a proper justification.
Like revenue generation?
Well, whatever you believe appropriate. I mean, it's obviously your kuleana, but it is a tax increase.
Thank you.
Members, any further questions? I would just like to note that for all you folks out there in TV land, please only testify when you are called upon. And this is a forum for members to ask questions, and we don't want to get into back and forths between different testifiers, which is why we keep to this format. So thank you all for your patience. Next up, we have HB 555 relating to consumer protection. First, we have the Hawaii State Energy Office with comments. Maria, are you there?
Yes, hello. Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, Maria Tome with the Hawaii State Energy Office. We have submitted comments and are available for questions. Thank you.
Next, we have the Retail Merchants of Hawaii in opposition. Tina, are you there? Oh, Tina is not here today. We have Hawaii Energy in support. We have the Hawaii Public Utilities Commission with comments. Jay Griffin, are you there?
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. My name is Dave Parsons, speaking on behalf of Jay Griffin, Chair of the PUC. We'll stand on our written testimony with comments. We're available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Blue Planet Foundation in support. Melissa Miyashiro, are you on the line?
I am. Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and committee members. I'm Melissa Miyashiro, Managing Director at Blue Planet Foundation. You have our written comments in support, but I just wanted to highlight a few things. Blue Planet supports this measure, which requires that retailers of certain large household appliances display Hawaii-specific cost information on the showroom floor. Energy efficiency is often overlooked in our conversations about Hawaii's 100% clean energy future, but the cheapest and cleanest energy is the energy that we don't use. And we see energy efficiency as even more crucial now than ever, with so many residents and businesses struggling financially. So the bright yellow energy guide labels that come with large appliances currently are issued by the federal government, and that provides an estimate of the appliance's operating costs. But the problem that this bill is seeking to solve is that that federal label is misleading for Hawaii consumers because it is based on an average national electricity price, whereas Hawaii's electricity rates are 3 times the national average. So consumers aren't equipped with accurate information about how much a particular appliance can impact their monthly financial burdens. Happy to answer questions. We do think that this measure contains various provisions that simplify implementation for retailers. And in our testimony, we propose a small amendment to even further simplify implementation, allowing retailers to wait until the next update cycle for labels on new appliances that they receive between update cycles. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Climate Protectors Hawaii in support. Members' questions.
Sure.
Rep. Onishi.
Yeah, for the Hawaii State Energy Office. So are you guys going to be the ones that calculate the Hawaii energy efficiency for all appliances?
Apologies.
No problem.
Yeah, we work with the Public Benefits Fee Administrator on this.
So your
yes,
answer is yes, you guys are going to do that?
Yes, we will be working with the Public Benefits Fee Administrator.
Okay. And then you guys are going to be providing it to the retailers, that information?
So the bill has us posting it on the website and providing information to the Public Benefit Fee Administrator. And then the public benefit fee administrator sends letters. And we defer to them on how that process works.
How would they know what types of appliances or what types of merchandise a retailer has?
So they are already working with the retailers on this. And so this applies to when the new appliances enter the market. And one of the comments is that a 3-year cycle is recommended for this so that they don't have to be doing it constantly. So that's one of the recommended changes that others have proposed to the bill.
So the retailer is not going to be required to place the label on every product. It's just a signage within their floor.
That is my understanding.
So unless a consumer goes to that particular location and look up the appliance, they wouldn't get the accurate information.
That's the point of the bill, I believe, is to make that information available where the person is making the decision to purchase that appliance. What is the actual cost of operating that? So basically you take the national cost and multiply it by the difference in Hawaii prices.
Okay. It sounds really confusing. And are they going to do that for every island separately? Or is the energy office going to do that for every island separately? Because our electric rates generally are all different on every island.
Yes, that is true. So yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Members, any further questions? If not, we will move on to HB 681 relating to management of state funds. First up, we have BNF with comments. Next, we have Hawaii Farm Bureau in support. Members, questions?
Chair.
Chair Onishi.
BNF. Is there anybody here? There's nobody here.
Nope.
Is Hawaii Farm here, please? No? Yeah, well, there's nobody to ask about this very bad bill. I mean, we already have loan programs in agriculture, but it'd be pertinent.
Thank you, Chair Onishi. Members, any further questions? Seeing none, we will move on to HB 1043 relating to transient accommodations tax. First up, we have DOTAX in support.
Good morning again, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Ted Shiraishi for the Department of Taxation, and we stand on our written testimony in strong support.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Tax Foundation of Hawaii with comments.
Thank you, Chair. Tom Yamachika from Tax Foundation of Hawaii. Our comments are that the bill is mostly technical. However, there is one very substantive provision that people might not see off the top, and that is that personal liability is being made applicable to transient accommodations tax. That is recognized in DOTAX's testimony as well. It may not be apparent from a person reading the statute for the first time, so we would encourage some provisions to be put in the code to make sure that people can understand this is what is happening if this is the direction of the committee. Thank you very much. We'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Members, questions? Seeing none, moving on to HB 900 relating to the Brownfields Cleanup Revolving Loan Fund. First up, we have Department of Planning and Permitting in support. We have DPED in support. And we have the Office of Planning in support. Rodney, are you on the line?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Rodney Funakoshi from the Office of Planning. OP stands in strong support of this admin bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Members, questions? Seeing none, moving on to HB 1170 relating to economic development. This is a short form bill, members. We have a proposed HD1, which creates a state venture capital fund to be administered by DBED. DBED has indicated a willingness to administer this program. Essentially, what I'd like to do is create a vessel so that if April rolls around and we have a little more money in the state budget than we perhaps thought, we might have a vehicle to go on offense a little bit in terms of job creation and incentivizing new industries. Members, questions? Seeing none, recess for DM. Welcome back, everyone, to decision making on our 10 a.m. agenda. First up, we have HB 75. We'll be taking the amendments suggested by, and I've forgotten the name, the National Tropical Botanical Garden to match up with the Senate bill, any nonprofit that is registered with BCCA, et cetera. And we will be defecting the date. Members, questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
House Bill 75, Chair's recommendation to pass with amendments. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Representative Belatti.
Aye.
Representative Kobayashi.
Aye.
Representative Onishi.
Aye.
Representative Sayama.
Aye.
Representative Takayama. Aye. Representative Okimoto.
Aye.
Chair's recommendation.
Thank you very much, members. Next up, we have HB 133 relating to capital gains. We're going to defect the date. Members, questions, comments, concerns? Rep. Kobayashi.
So it's been suggested that we need to have some kind of justification for proposing this tax change. You might want to have something on the lines of people go to work and 1 or 2 jobs or more to make money. They probably shouldn't be taxed at a higher rate than those that shove assets around for profit. So the fact that there was a differential here in the state of Hawaii is the issue, not that we're looking to correct that differential.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kobayashi. Minority Leader, any comments?
Chair. Thank you, Chair. I really appreciate again the introducer of this bill. But while this bill is being kind of sold as just tax on the wealthy bill, it's not just that. It actually affects all individuals. And during this time where we really shouldn't be increasing taxes, those people who are struggling day to day, who are selling their assets to survive, to have their needs met, I feel like at this time this wouldn't be appropriate. So for that reason, I will be voting no on this bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Members, any further comments or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
House Bill 133, Chair's recommendation to pass with amendments. Not in the presence of all members and then no from Representative Okimoto. Do you have any reservations or no votes? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. Next up, we have HB 555 relating to consumer protection. I think it already has an effective date, so we don't have to do anything. Members, questions, comments, concerns?
Chair.
Rep. Sayama.
Thank you, Chair. I have serious concerns on how this bill may be administered realistically. I think this would be, while I do respect the intent of the bill, I think, again, that I'm not too sure how retailers would be realistically administering this label on their products. And so with that, I'd vote with reservations.
Thank you very much.
Chair.
Rep. Onishi.
In general, the federal government requires a label to be placed on every product. Although that might not reflect actually Hawaii's costs, it generally reflects the costs between different models or different manufactured brands of the same product. So to me, a consumer can infer which one is the most cost effective, regardless of where you're at, and that should be sufficient for decision making. Most consumers, I think, make their decisions based on the product itself and its amenities, and not necessarily, the fact that this is going to save me 1 cent more, per whatever, however the usage. So I have the same concern that this is going to be very difficult for retailers to manage. And we're going through a whole process that I don't think is really necessary and is a key decision point for consumers. So I'm going to be voting with reservations on this bill at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Members, any further? Rep. Kobayashi.
Thank you, Chair. I'm in agreement with the reasons stated by both of my colleagues previous to this. For the same reasons, I'm also voting with reservations.
Thank you very much. Members, further questions, comments, or concerns?
Same thing, same reason.
Okay. Vice Chair for the vote. As is.
House Bill 555 HD1, Chair's recommendation to pass unamended. Chair?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. None of the reservations of Hope, Kobayashi, Onishi, Sayama. Any further reservations? Belati?
Reservations, please.
Reservations for Okimoto and Takayama. Chair, your recommendations adopted.
Thank you very much, members. I appreciate that one. Moving on to HB 681, relating to management of state funds, technical amendments, and it already has a effective date. So just text. Members, questions, comments, concerns?
Chair. My concern is that this duplicates a process already established by the Department of Ag. They have a long-standing ag loan program for farmers and agriculturalists. This bill also requires additional staffing for Department of Budget and Finance, which would be unnecessary if this money is given instead to the Department of Ag for the ag loan program. So I'm going to be voting no on this bill.
Thank you very much. Members, further questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
House Bill 681, HD1, Chair's recommendation to pass with amendments, noting the presence of all members and the no from Representative Onishi. Do you have any reservations?
Reservations.
Reservations for Representative Okimoto?
Reservations, Vice Chair.
Representative Sayama, reservations. Any more reservations? Any no votes? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendations are adopted.
Thank you, members. Next up, we have HB 1043 relating to transient accommodations tax, technical amendments affecting the date to July 1, 2050. Members, questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
House Bill 1043, Chair's recommendation to pass with amendments, noting the presence of all members. Do you have any reservations? Any no votes? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. Next up, we have HB 900 relating to the Brownfields Cleanup Revolving Loan Fund. As is. Members, questions, comments, concerns?
House Bill 900, Chair's recommendation to pass unamended, noting the presence of all members. Do you have any reservations or no votes? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you very much, members. And last but not least, HB 1170, a short form relating to economic development. We have a proposed HD1, very short bill, very simple bill, creates a state venture capital fund to be administered by DVED. Members, questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, that's a good question. How do we recess? Members, first time with a short form. So we are going to pass a short form bill with an HD1 to be recommitted later. Members, questions, comments, concerns?
House Bill 1170, Chair's recommendation to pass short form to recommit, noting the presence of all members. Any reservations or no votes? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you so much, members. We are now adjourned.